thank you for joining us today to present the Recursive CE AI report. My name is Zornica Spilova, and I am the editor-in-chief of the Recursive. And I will have the pleasure to present to you today what has been keeping up at night the Recursive team for the past several months. But first, let me introduce you to the Recursive if you are not familiar with us. We are an independent, community-born online media focused on innovation landscape in Central and Eastern Europe. We are a team of 12 and counting spread across the region. And we are storytellers and connectors who came back from diaspora to their homeland, united by the goal to elevate the innovation landscape in Central and Eastern Europe to the global prominence that it actually deserves. And today we are going to shine a light on the fast-growing AI innovation ecosystem in Central and Eastern Europe. Why did we decide to focus on the AI innovation ecosystem? Beyond the hype that came with the advancement of large language models in the past year, in the last 3 years, actually, as journalists who have been writing stories about innovation in the region, we have reported on many noteworthy AI-first companies stemming from our region, and I can see actually some of them in here. And we were also able to witness the incredible potential of AI to transform our businesses, our economies, and our lives. So we decided that it was worth to tell, the big picture. And our goal with this report is to provide the most comprehensive image to date of the AI innovation ecosystem in Central and Eastern Europe. And we actually had 4 key objectives. First, to provide mapping of the key players of the AI innovation ecosystem in CE. Then to highlight the strengths and opportunities on which the CE can lean to improve the competitiveness, its competitiveness on the global map. Third, to point the bears on the road and potential threats that the regions need to mitigate. And finally, to identify key trends, specializations, and industries to keep an eye on going forward. In our research, we used a mix of qualitative and quantitative methods based on sources such as our own database at the Recursive AI survey, qualitative interviews with various stakeholders from the ecosystem, the Recursive website, Crunchbase, and third-party technology reports. We started by identifying the key players in the AI innovation ecosystem, and we included 2 types of AI product companies. Ones that build AI technology and ones that include AI features relevant to their value proposition. We identified around 900 product companies from 12 countries, employing 18 types of AI specializations and operating in 32 industries. We also identified 125 investors relevant for AI companies in our region, including regional and international investors, and both from public and private sector alike. We analyzed publicly available data to draw insights into the stage of development, funding, and areas of specialization of AI product companies. And in parallel, we conducted a survey and 40 in-depth interviews to understand the challenges that key players face in developing, investing in, and supporting AI research and commercial solutions coming from our region, and to identify, of course, the key trends and opportunities. And finally, we summarized key insights in the form of a SWOT analysis plus in-depth analysis of the funding landscape, the talent pool, the supporting infrastructure, and AI governance for AI innovation in the region. During our research, we tapped into some of the brightest minds in the industry and in academia from the region about how they contribute to AI development, and let me share a few examples. A project by the Gate Research Institute in Bulgaria uses AI to early diagnose Alzheimer's in Bulgaria and also throughout the world. A Bulgarian startup, Kelvin Health, is using thermography AI to provide easy diagnostics in every context. And investors believe that AI will influence all sectors of the economy, of course, but many of them are keeping a close eye on healthcare. Do you see the pattern here? A common thread between these examples is healthcare, and this is actually the key with which we will open the door to a series of insights that we want to share with you today. Healthcare emerged as a key area of application for AI product companies in the region. We mapped over 32 industries that AI product companies in CEE service, but healthcare and life sciences had the largest share, with 17% or over 150 companies. Investors also placed their bets on the sector. When excluding outliers, which mean rounds over 100 million, healthcare is the highest funded industry, with more than $500 million, and it's the second to finance when including outliers. What applications are we talking about? We already mentioned tools that improve diagnosis and therapy, but then there are solutions that speed up medical data and process management that support patient care and that advance biomedical research and drug development. And this focus on globally relevant challenges shows us that the AI product companies in the region are very well positioned to scale outside the CEE. We have featured here some examples from Serbia, from Bulgaria, from Romania, from Greece, and from Croatia. We also noticed that Central and Eastern Europe is becoming a hotbed for AI innovation. A startup boom is particularly evident in the period between 2015 and 2023, when almost 600 AI product companies, or 68% of total, sprang to life. And the pandemic did not slow down this momentum. Nearly a quarter of these companies were founded between 2020 and 2023 in the midst of a global uncertainty. Capital followed soon, and we tracked in our analysis that between 2018 and 2021, funding for the AI startups in CEE skyrocketed to at least $4.3 billion compared to 18 million between 2014 and 2018. And the momentum is still growing. 16% of funded CEE AI startups raised money in 2022, which is 5% more than in 2021 and double the amount in 2020. This follows the general trend, which shows funding in CEE improving in recent years and the gap with Western Europe decreasing. But with AI showing a big potential, we expect to see this gap closing even further and faster when it comes to AI solutions in particular. But despite the funding situation improving in Central and Eastern Europe, the AI innovation ecosystem is still at its early seeds of development. The funding is going mostly to pre-seed and seed stage companies, with a few outliers. Meanwhile, a large percentage of companies have not raised their first investment yet. That's why we see the median funding amount across stages at only $1.4 million. The outliers are important to note here because they show that when companies do reach a certain maturity and product market fit, they do find money on the market from regional and international investors. But that said, we observe a deficiency of regional investors specialized in AI technologies and deep tech in general, as well as investors targeting post-Series A rounds. Our survey found that some founders still struggle with raising, which makes sense because the sector is still emerging, plus investors are now being much more prudent to distinguish the companies that add real value and have a solid AI proposition. Other than that, there seems to be a good mix of alternative sources of investors, from VC and private equity to angel investor networks, startup accelerators, and governmental funds that are available for AI companies. Another key challenge for the region is the nurturing and retention of AI talent. Now, we have spoken with many founders and investors who praise the quality and the loyalty of the IT talent in the region, but when it comes to AI in particular, the picture is a bit different. Our survey indicates that AI product companies have a high difficulty in finding and hiring AI talent, so the average score was 8 out of 10. And some of the most sought-after positions include data scientists, machine learning engineers, DevOps engineers, and NLP engineers. And the interviews that we conducted helped us dig a little deeper into the reasons why there is a scarcity of AI talent, and also what possible some recommendations that we can use to address this issue. So although the region has a rich reservoir of tech talent, many of them, when they finish high school or university, go abroad for opportunities for job prospects. And here lies an opportunity for governments and for companies to incentivize these people to stay and develop in their country. For those who do want to study AI in their country, there haven't been many opportunities yet. And here lies an opportunity for us to focus on offering more specialized degrees. And finally, we have noticed only ad hoc collaboration between academia and industry, which fails to equip students with real-life practical experiences. So when companies sell AI solutions on the global scale, which involves, intricate market knowledge, relationship building, understanding deeply the customer needs, then they have to tap into the international talent pool. Which brings us to another challenge, that tech transfer remains a significant obstacle for both talent and innovation development in the region. And about 15 years ago, AI mainly existed within the research and academic communities, and we have come a long way to understanding and employing the benefits of AI in a commercial context. While today we have both research and commercial opportunities, we still miss the link between the two, as pointed out again and again by the experts we have interviewed. And based on their recommendations, as well as the best practices already employed by some of the countries, we identified 4 opportunities to address this issue. First, we need a comprehensive framework for collaboration between university and the industries. Then we need to focus on developing AI research-focused institutions across all countries, for which we already have good models in Bulgaria, such as Insight, in Greece, such as Democritus, and in Serbia with their AI institute. Third, we need to improve AI research collaboration at a regional level and make the necessary connections between key institutions. And finally, we need to ensure that there's data management infrastructure in place that can connect research data with the needs of the industry. Before, we showed you that healthcare is standing out as an industry of choice for startup founders in the region, but we also looked at AI specializations that are particularly promising according to both founders and investors. Natural language processing, the technology that powers everything from chatbots to virtual assistants to translation apps, accounts for the 4th largest area of specialization among regional AI startups. So 160 companies, or 18% of total. NLP technologies are also garnering investor interest. So 80% of investors surveyed by the Recursive mentioned NLP as their second targeted technology after machine learning. Computer vision is another key area of promise, with numerous applications ranging from facial recognition to medical imaging, autonomous driving, and augmented reality. And it is the 3rd largest area of specialization among regional AI startups. More than half of the investors mentioned computer vision as an area in which they will be scouting companies. When it comes to the emerging and smaller ecosystems here, we noticed that they have a certain adaptability and agility to change that the Western markets have already lost. But we can also lose that if we are missing a strong AI governance. And currently, governments have a lot to face, let's face it. There's the challenges presented by AI risks, from threat to displacing the workforce, to inherited bias in algorithms, to issues such as data security and data privacy. At the same time, there will be ethical trade-offs between competing values like accuracy, fairness, and explainability, and it's clear that there is no one-size-fits-all approach. There are also concerns among industry players that regulations, such as what the EU is proposing with the AI Act, could actually stifle innovation and place regional companies at a disadvantage relative to their counterparts in less regulated regions. From our research, we saw very few national AI plans and even fewer countries that have acted on them. There is the forward-looking example of Slovakia, who have applied AI to digitize their healthcare sector. But we have identified three key pillars for strong AI governance. First, there is no question that the regulation of AI will be a balancing act between ethics, mitigating risks, and avoiding hurdles to innovation. Second, there is clear big opportunity, economic opportunity in AI, which governments can encourage through investment, data management infrastructure, and helping create a robust pipeline of talent. And finally, governments have the chance to be a unifying force among stakeholders, facilitating dialogue and harmonizing efforts across sectors. All these opportunities need to be brought together and organized, and this is where the supporting infrastructure for AI comes into the picture. In the report, we have mapped numerous key players that are helping build the ecosystem in these three categories: research institution, startup programs, and community platforms and event organizer, some of which you can see on the slide, but we have mapped many more in the report. These organizations and the connections that they build and the transfer of knowledge that they make are really important for the region, because the current picture painted by the AI product companies shows room for improvement when it comes to how academia, research, and industry cooperate. So to summarize how we see the 7 key steps in realizing CE's potential in AI innovation. So we need to keep up the speed in health tech to revitalize the region's economies and societies. We need to keep up the momentum and funding for AI startups to help them grow, but we also need to level the playing field for AI startups post-Series A. Then show the regional talent the opportunities to develop here and work to fix the missing bond between science and industry. And clearly, the ball is in the court of the governments to define thoughtful regulations without suffocating the regional AI ecosystem and step up as key supporters, investors, or early adopters of AI innovation. Thank you all for the attention. I want to take this opportunity also to thank our partners, Google for Startups, Fiddler Capital, OTB Ventures, and all the other sponsors and partners that made this report possible. If you want to ask me any questions, I'm available at the network area after this presentation. And if you want to get a notification when the report is out at the end of the month, you can scan this QR code behind me. And now I would like to give our floor to our CEO, Irina, who will be leading the discussions further into the challenges and opportunities of the AI innovation ecosystem in CE. Thank you.